It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Espresso right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you on your Tuesday morning. Right now, gearing up for a delicious meat-free recipe that's packed full of protein, spicy bean stew. Amy, thank you very much. This looks amazing.
It's very, very exciting.
You look very excited. You can't even get the words out. Okay, take us through it.
Okay, so basically we've got our lovely onions and celery and carrots over here, which is forming the base of our stew.
Okay.
This combination is really the base of any good, beautiful, hearty stew. Just really balances those flavors out.
Yep.
Then we've got some chopped red pepper. We've got some lovely tomatoes over here. This is just tinned tomatoes. You can use freshly chopped tomatoes as well, but tin's perfectly
Got
fine.
it.
We've got our beautiful combination of spices, some paprika, some cayenne pepper, cumin, and obviously garlic, also very good for you.
Yes, yes.
And then our alternative protein we're having in the form of different kinds of mixed beans. As you can see here, we've got a few different colors, shapes, and sizes.
You get the butter beans, the kidney beans.
Exactly, your bolotti beans,
yeah.
your black beans. And what we're going to do is basically saute the onion first.
Yeah.
Woo,
I mean, what's
look
great
at
is, I
that.
mean, this is a easy on the wallet kind of dish as well.
It is. So the whole idea about this whole dish is that you can bulk it up with more beans as you go along.
Yeah.
Basically, you can add extra kinds of veggies if you wanted to even. So you could add, for example, a bit of like extra carrots, even a bit of broccoli if you wanted to. But the whole idea is that this is something that you can create a really big hearty pot and almost eat from in the week. So if you kind of like me, you like doing a bit of meal prep for the week ahead, or you're having a lot of people over for dinner, this is really one of those dishes that you can just kind of bulk up according to how many people you want to feed by adding more beans. We are going to use a bit of stock, and I like putting just a little bit of red wine in for some heartiness. You can leave it out, it's completely optional.
But it flavors the bean stew
really,
so well.
And I just find it adds that touch of like hearty flavor that just really makes it, you know, a little bit richer, a little bit more decadent.
Yes.
Because remember, we aren't using any cream or any butter or anything like that. So what we're going to, this is just basically vegetable stock. So as this just sautés here, we are going to just add a little bit of garlic and our spices that I mentioned earlier. So just put that in.
And once again, the paprika, it's one of my favorite spices to use. I mean, in anything, basically,
It's delicious. It's so smoky and lovely. And then the cayenne pepper, I like as a little bit of zingy spice.
Zing there
you
at the
can,
end,
of course, add like just some fresh chili if you'd like to instead.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add our lovely
tomatoes,
red peppers and
our
our tomatoes.
Okay.
Yes, these are our tomatoes.
I mean, peppers and tomatoes, yeah.
And there we go, all into the pot. And we just give this a nice little stir. Basically, this is also one of those dishes that it can be ready within an hour, but it can also sit for hours, you know, and get more kind of
slow cook.
Exactly. So we're going to add our lovely mixed beans into that now as well.
So like you say, you can add more beans if you would like to.
You can add more beans, different kinds of beans. You can even add chickpeas into this. This is really kind of a base for your big kind of beautiful stew. This is just a little bit of tomato paste, which I like to add a bit of, again, just to create that extra heartiness. And a touch of vinegar. So you kind of want to offset all the different flavors. This is a slight bit of acidity also. And just kind of give this a nice big stir, and then
look at that.
Once you've mixed this all together, you're going to add your chicken stock and your red wine if you want to add some red wine.
Yeah, I think we should definitely go for it.
Let's add a little bit of red wine.
There we go.
Actually what happens is the alcohol cooks off anyway.
Yeah, it's just the flavor.
It's just the flavor. So we'll just add some of that in. And give our little veggie stock another bit of a stir, and then we'll just add this guy.
Brilliant. Now the keyword is stew. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the recipe. It looks delicious. It looks absolutely mouth-watering.
Yes.
The keyword is stew. SMS that to 33728 if you want to make this for dinner tonight.
Perfect. So as you can see here, we've got our finished product, and you can see everything's quite like hearty and delicious, and it's almost reduced, and it gets nice and thick.
I always look at the color when it comes to these things, and because it's such a dark, rich color, it looks beautiful, and then kind of offset with the freshness of the coriander.
Bit of coriander and avo, and I like, you know, you can put a little squeeze of lemon juice as well if you want on there. But I think just a little bit of freshness with the herbs and the avo just adds that kind of nice balance to the dish. You know, you can also serve it if you want to with a crust of bread, like some nice like artisan, you know, homemade bit of something. But I like the freshness of adding the green to the mix.
Absolutely, and it is in your recipe book.
Yes, that's right. It's in my recipe book. Lots of ideas for easy weeknight meals. Really a great way to get in those lovely, delicious veggies. Alternative protein. It is a vegan dish, and obviously super affordable, but also healthy.
And delicious, flavorful. That is what I'm after as well. Amy, thank you very, very much. The keyword is stew. It's Mizatu 33728. You can also check it out on our website, expressoshow.com.